Hello, lovelies. How we doing? We enjoying February so far. Valentine's Day just around the corner. It's a season of love, but you know your girl, not loving herself right now. She's struggling. She's struggling with this pageant package. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. My name is Veronica LaForce from Manchester, New Hampshire, the power POC of the 603. And for those regulars coming back, thank you for keeping up with me. For today's vlog, I am going to be bringing you guys along on this journey while I make my pageant package, specifically my formal gown. Formal gowns, as we know, can be anything and everything from extravaganza to the most simplest but yet executed couture look you've ever seen. For this gown, I'm going to be doing something I've done only one other time. I'm going to be recreating a Rue Girl look. If you guys remember last October in haunty spooky season, I had recreated Crystal Methods, Freddy's spooky kind of look, so good, and then just, everything about it, so good. So I'm going to be recreating another Rue Girl, Miss Aquaria, the winner of season 10, the first season I ever saw. And when I saw this, I'm like, wow. And so when I thought of formal gown in pageant and just evening wear vibes, I looked at that, I'm like, yep, that was one that was saved. So when I've been on this sewing journey, I knew I was going to want to recreate it. And so here we are. If you're ready to get on this pageant journey with me or continue on this adventure, let's get started, lovelies, with making my formal evening wear gown. So again, this is going to be a recreation of Aquaria's season 10 finale look. This is the inspiration, and also this is the pattern I'm going to be using. So I got part of this from Etsy, and it's called Cat Cow Designs, Katkow, and it was just wanted something that is a chaps gown, and I'm like, good, there has to be a pattern for that because I don't want to create it myself. So for me, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but part of it is familiar. So I've already created a leotard a million different times. Now I'm creating the lower half, so just the chaps that go along my legs, and then the flail, what do I say? I'm just gonna say like the dress part. So that's gonna be like towards my shins and ankles and below. And so for that, I've gotten all my pattern pieces down. I've gotten them all cut up. I've been keeping them off to the side for this moment. So I am gonna get started on some sewing. Sit back and relax. Just a quick little check-in before I actually start sewing. So this is something I've actually started doing more recently, especially with hemming and just those final finishing touches on garments. I found little tricks to get it done sooner. And so what I've done right now, before I even sew the leotard, Jesus, took me a while, I'm gonna be pinning this. Well, I already pinned it. So what it is, because these are gonna be the legs, so picture this just on top. So this is gonna be one leg, there's gonna be another, and so this, you figure, is gonna be the hem that's gonna be sitting right on my thigh and what you're gonna be seeing. And so I just pin it ahead of time, so that way when I do the whole side of it on both sides, these are already hemmed, and so I don't have to worry about hemming it when it's fully together, because that's a pain in the ass. So just a little trick for you guys. Now it's time to sew this bish.
The next day.
Good day, lovelies. It is the next day. It is actually Saturday, Valentine's Day, February 14th. We're gonna try something again. So last time you saw, I was sewing up the leotard for the evening gown, but unfortunately did not work. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It did not work. I'm past it. So we're gonna try this again. So we have cut out the patterns, we got it set. So now I'm just gonna pin it in. This time what I'm gonna do is, because technically the way the backing is from the evening gown, if you see here, is that it's not fully up to the shoulders, it cuts off right at the shoulder blades. So instead of completely sewing this all the way up, I'm going to base stitch it, which is essentially just means like a loose stitch. It's not gonna hold it. I can easily seam rip it out just to hold. And then I will go in and sew both sides together so that way I have a full fit. And then I'm gonna slice right at about the cap. So when I try it on, I'm gonna see where it lays on my shoulders, and then I'm gonna cut it so that way it cuts off that backing, and I'll leave the rest of this, in which I will add a zipper. So I'm not gonna fully do it just yet so I can fit it and get it right the second time. So that's where we're at. Let's get to sewing. All right. So we pinned up the sides just so that way I'm not gonna base stitch it because that's too much work. So this is exactly what I wanted. So again, almost, I don't wanna say heart shape, but just curves like that under the armpits, but then it has a nice drop. I forget the technical term for it. I'm sorry, designers. And then what I wanted to do is exactly that. So go right across my shoulder blades. Oh, look at that tattoo. But this is exactly where I want to fit. So now what I'm gonna do is take these off, obviously. So I'm going to, I think, sew the back so that way that sits right. And then like fully sew it, because I did it. Give me a sec. Okay, so much better. What I was saying is, so now I'm going to, how I base stitched, words here, the back, and I did it in, let's see if you can see this, white, just so that way it's easier, but again, so that way I can fully open the back, there we go, the back, and I can get it pinned. So now I'm going to solid stitch, regular stitch it, and then that way I have both back and front. I'm gonna sew up, like I said, and hem the sides, so that way it's easier once I put both sides together, and I'll be right back with you. So, having a moment, and I'm not liking it. I should have been more careful, and now I'm seriously beating myself up for it. So we have to restart. We have to restart. I can get it done. I will get it done. It's just seriously stressing me out right now. Some of the best advice I've gotten, multiple, is when you get frustrated like this, just stop, because you're not gonna be able to go from anywhere. You're not gonna be able to go anywhere from here. We'll get there, lovelies. We will get there, but right now, not having it.
The next day.
Good morning, lovelies. So here we are back at it again. Same old, nothing changed. Well, a lot's changed, like. The wings, the tool boa, it's all coming together now. For today, I am going to be working on my evening gown. So these are just the gauntlets that I'm making. Just gotta add little elastic to the end so that way they stretch over and hang. They hug the arm oh so nicely. Can't wait to see them stoned. And then with my leotard, that's gonna be the main bodice, I gotta add the crystal onto it. So here's a little video of me just laying it over and looking oh so good and shiny. I can't wait for it to freaking come out. And so that's what I'm working on today. So just, again, that's all fitted, that's good. I just gotta add some strings over it, because right now it's just kind of like flopping until the applique's on it. But then also just to help it hold it up, I'm gonna add some crystal chain, just so that way it just acts like a spaghetti strap and can work for that. So that's what today's vlog is gonna be. It's gonna be a mix of continuing on my evening gown, constructing it and getting it all set before I start rhinestone stoning it, and then also getting some glitter and pivoting a little bit for my wings. So you'll see what I mean a little bit, but otherwise that's what today's vlog is gonna be. Come along and enjoy. We fucked up again. So tell me, how are my legs supposed to go through this if it's completely sewed? Whoops. So looks like we're just gonna have to restart, but for now we're gonna take a break because this is annoying. We're getting there. We are getting there, but I'm just gonna take a small break for now. Be back soon.
A few moments later.
All right, so didn't end up taking a break, just want to get through this because literally like this is the last thing I have to construct is my chaps gown itself, so just bottom half. So we got the lines and now I have all the ruffles set, so now I'm just gonna set them in place. I already pressed them, so now I'm just gonna sew it up together. Fingers crossed it turns out right. So we did it over again. You got the ruffles. Looking pretty, not even the ruffles, the gathering looks pretty good. Now we are going to pin it to the bodice, as in the bottom part, and we're gonna see how it's gonna go.
One eternity later.
Moment of truth. Ooh, she looking good. So I'm trying not to freak out, but it's another one of those moments that just comes together. It is so good. And again, so I'm gonna have my leotard and these are gonna go over it. So you're gonna have 4 spaces on either side, but talk about floor length and just, my goodness, my absolute goodness. I can't believe this is happening. I really can't believe this is happening. All right, lovelies, this is trial run 1. Ignore the safety pins, ignore my hands over my boobies, but this is her. This is first run. I was having some trouble with the chaps gown itself, and so I decided to pin it in so that way I could see exactly where to sew them into the belt. But this is her. Obviously the tights will be fitted so that way there is not any creasing, but like floor length, chaps gown. Looks sickening. No, like seriously, like this is insane. Insane. Absolutely insane. Like again, I sketched this up, recreate, got a little help, but like I'm in awe. I'm in absolute awe of this. Like, look at that. It's coming together. I can't wait.